Begin today at the Mishnah at the bottom of Daf Lamed Daled Lamed Beis. Ein Almana. So this Mishnah will continue with the takanas of Rabbi Gamliel Azaken that were mentioned in previous Mishnahs. So here there's another takana that Rabbi Gamliel Azaken was misaken. Zok Heilige Mishnah Ein Almana Nefras Minichse Yisaimim Elo B'Shvua. An Almana cannot get paid her ksubah that she's owed from the possessions that now belong to the Yisaimim unless she swears that she did not get paid yet. So what happened? Nimnu milashbia. The Bezdin would hold themselves back from having her swear, and the Gemara will explain why, and she basically couldn't collect her ksubah. So she lost her ksubah. So when Rabbi Gamliel saw this, Hiskin Rabbi Gamliel Azaken instituted that even if we're not going to have a swear, but that instead she should accept upon herself a neder. What this means is the Yisaimim tell her, you want to collect your ksubah, so accept upon yourself a neder. Rashi gives an example. She'll make a neder that I won't have hanor from any food if it's true that I did get some of my ksubah. So once she makes such a neder, so we know that she's not going to want to be over on her neder. We can trust that she's not suspected to be over on her neder, and therefore, if she makes such a neder, we know that she didn't get her ksubah yet, and she'll get paid her ksubah. So a shvuah, they did not want her to have her make, but Rabbi Gamliel was masakin instead a neder, and like this she could collect it. Another takana that Rabbi Gamliel was masakin, ha'edim chaismin ala get. Edim should sign a get. So this is, we had it going back already to the Gemaras before. We'll see the Gemara will explain. We had the opinion of Rabbi Lazar that really Edim don't have to sign a get. The Edim just have to be there when the husband gives the get. The Edim Mesira that are there when the husband gives the get to the wife. But Chachamim, or Rabbi Gamliel that is, was Masakin that the Edim should sign the get. Mipnei Tikkun Olam. So both of these, regarding a Almana accepting or collecting her ksubah, and regarding Edim signing a get, this is for Tikkun Olam, that an almana should be able to collect her ksubah, and as we'll see, the Gemara will explain why it's important for Edom to sign a get. Now, another takana, the Hillel Hiskin, Hillel instituted prosbol, the halacha of prosbol, which applies to Shemitah. When Shemitah comes, so it's mevatel all the loans. You can't collect a loan unless you give over the loan to the Bezdin, which is basically what a prosbol is, as we'll see also in the Gemara, all the details about this. Mipnei Tikkun Olam, this was also for Tikkun Olam because people were not lending anyone money. They didn't want to lose their money after Shemitah. So if it was Masaki and the prosbol. Sagt the Gemara, my irye almana. Why did the Mishnah say that an almana can't collect her ksubah from the Yisaimim unless she swears? Afilu kul almanami, anybody. Anyone that wants to collect any money that was owed to them, that the father had borrowed from them, now he wants to collect it from the Yisaimim, you can't collect it without a shvuah. We know the halacha is habal liparem menichsi Yisaimim. Anybody that wants to collect money from the possessions of the Yisaimim, la yifra ela b'shvuah. He could only collect if he first makes a shvuah that the father did not pay him, that he didn't get anything. So why does the Mishnah say almana? Answers the Gemara, you're right, it applies to everybody, but almana itzrichalei. There is a unique chiddush that this applies even to an almana that she also cannot collect her ksubah from the Yisaimim. Why? Because salka daita chamine, I would think to say mishum chine akilu rabbanan gabah. Maybe for the purpose of grace, Chachamim were lenient that she could collect her ksubah from the Yisaimim, even without a shvuah. As Rashi here says, that men want to find grace in the eyes of the women when they come to marry them, and they want the women to be confident, to know that if anything happens, if chas v'shalom he dies, she'll get money from the ksubah. So therefore, it'll be easy for her to collect it without any shvuah. So this will make it easier for women to agree to get married. So the men are interested that their wives should be able to collect this without any shvuah. So I would think that Chachamim were lenient and did allow her to collect. Kamash Malan, that's why our Mishnah is saying that even for an almana, when she collects from the Yisaimim, she must make a shvuah just like everybody else. Then the Mishnah says, what happened? Nimnu milashbia. They held themselves back, the Bezdin held themselves back of having a swear to collect her ksubah money. So the Gemara explains this. My time, what's the reason why the Bezdin held themselves back from allowing her to collect the ksubah with a shvuah? What's the reason? If you're going to say the reason is Mishum de Rav Kahana, because of this, that Rav Kahana said, There was a story with an individual. It was a year, it was a hunger year. So he gave a golden coin as a pekaton to keep for him to hold on to an almana. He gave it. And what happened? What did she do with it? So, and she put it away into a jug of flour. But then she forgot that was there. She baked bread from this flour, and the gold coin ended up going into the dough and into the bread that she baked. And then, she gave away this bread to a poor individual. Then days later, when it came the time to collect, he wanted to take back his deposit that he gave to the gold coin. Bob Baladiner, the owner of the dinner, comes. He says to her, Haveli dinari, give me back my gold coin. So the almana said back to him, she forgot all about it. She didn't know where it was, and she said, I don't have it. And she said a very strong lashon. She said as follows: Yehane samamoves be'echad mibaneh shel oisa isha in the nesim midinarach klum. That the samamoves, a potion of death, should be effective in one of the children of that woman, referring to herself, if it's true that I had any anah from your dinner. So she basically made this shvua saying that I don't have it, I didn't use it. So Amru, they said about this woman, what happened to her is, not many days passed, and one of her children passed away.
Whoa.
When Chachamim heard about this kind of story, Amru, so they said, if over here this woman, so she swore about this, that she had no anah from this dinner, and it was true, because she didn't. It was baked in the bread, and she gave it away. That is, sorry. If someone that swore truthfully, this could happen, that her child passed away. If someone swears and it's false, most definitely to say a shvuas sheker is very, very severe. So now the Gemara, before it gets back here, how this relates back to our Mishnah, but the Gemara just wants to understand here the details of the story here. So the question is, so my time yansha. So why Taka did she get punished that her child passed away if she swore and it was true? She didn't keep the dinner for herself. She had no anah of it. And says the Gemara, there is a certain anah that she had here. The ishtar shila mokim dinner. She did save in the bread that space that the dinner was there. So she saved some flour or that she didn't have to use for that little space. That the dinner of the other person filled up that space. So she did have some anah. Says the Gemara, so wait a minute, if she actually did have some anah, so why does the Braisa here say, or why does the story say, Umay Misha Nishba Be'emes? Why does the story go that she swore truthfully? It wasn't true. She did have anah, a little bit, but she did have some anah from this dinner. And says the Gemara, Kimi Shenishba Be'emes. It's as if she swore Be'emes, because Rashi says what this means is she was a shaygig. She didn't realize. She had no way. She forgot where she put the dinner, and she didn't intentionally have anah from the other person. So therefore, she's a shaygig, and we see that she got such a punishment for b'shaygig saying a shvua sheker. How much more so someone that intentionally swears falsely? Okay, so this is l'chayda the reason why they did not allow an almana to swear, to collect her ksubah from the Yisayimim, because they don't want an almana to make a shvua. It's a very, very severe matter. Says the Gemara, but if that's the case, if this is the reason, my area almana. So why does our Mishnah say that they did not allow an almana to collect her money from the Yisayimim? I feel the grusha nami. This should apply to a woman that got divorced that now wants to collect her money from the Yisayimim as well. So if she got divorced and then later the husband passed away, her ex-husband passed away, and now she wants to collect from the Yisayimim, so the same thing should apply as well. That we don't want her to make a shvur. Allah Muhammad Abzayda Mashmul. Why did Abzayda say the name of Shmuel? Lo Yishanu El Almana. The halach of our Mishnah that we don't have her swear is only regarding an almana. Aval Grusha Mashbir Naisa. But a woman that got divorced, she could swear to collect her money from the assignment. What's the difference? If the reason is that even a shvua of emes we were afraid of, so then none of them shouldn't allow them to swear. So the Gemara answers, Almana Shani. Almana is different. There's reason to believe that she might say a shvua which is not going to be 100% truthful. Why is that? Because the bahia no, the katarcha, kamei de yasmi, the difference between the almana and the grusha is, if she got divorced, so then she's not taking care of the children, and she's not there in the house, she doesn't live there anymore, and she's not taking care of the matters of the children that are in the home there. But if you hear by an almana after her husband passes away, so she is taking care of the Yisayimim, and she gets a certain hana for taking care of them. So asya loiruya teira, she may come to be meira heta. She may say to herself that I did get paid for a little bit over here, but the pay that I got is not for the ksuba. I got paid because I'm taking care of the Yisayimim. So she won't consider that to be a pay for a ksuba. So when she comes and swears and says, I didn't get a penny for my ksuba, the truth is that she did get something. Elamai, she's going to be meira heta to herself, and she's going to say, what I got was not for the ksuba, it's for the work that I'm doing here, that I'm taking care of the Yisayimim. So because of this, we're concerned that she may make a shvuah that is not 100% truthful. So that's why dafke, by the shvuah of an almana, the Bezdin held themselves back from accepting, from allowing her to make a shvuah. So the Gemara, Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Rab Yirmiyah ba'Abba, Rav u'Shmuel d'Amri Tavaya. Rav and Shmuel both said, Leishanu ela bebezdin. This, that they didn't want her to make a shvuah, that was only in the Bezdin. Avachutz lebezdin, if she's going to swear outside the Bezdin, mashbiya naisa, then she could swear. What's the difference inside the Bezdin or outside the Bezdin? So Rashi explains, inside the Bezdin, this is the shvuah min ha-Torah, that you have to either hold a sefer Torah or a tefillin, and you have to make a shvuah with the Eibish's name, similar to what we find by Avraham Avinu, simna yod chotachas yirechi, you have to have a chefza shel kedusha or a mitzvah to make a shvuah. But when you're swearing outside the Bezdin, so this is a shvuah midrabanan, and there is a expression of order that there is in the shvuah, but it's not, you don't have to hold a chayfetz of a mitzvah, and it's not such a severe shvuah. So outside the Bezdin, we can have her swear about this. So the Gemara asks, could this be true that Rav as well, together with Shmuel, said this? We know that Rav did not allow a ksuba to collect, an almana that is, to collect her ksuba. Why? Because Rav did not want to rely on this, that she can swear outside the Bezdin. Not in the Bezdin, not outside the Bezdin. So why didn't Rav allow to collect the ksuba outside the Bezdin? If Rav and Shmuel both said that she collect outside the Bezdin, okay, the Gemara will soon ask, why didn't Rav do what the Mishnah said? The Takon of Rav Gamliel, that she can make a neder. The Gemara will soon address that. So the Gemara here says, Kashya. According to this version here, this remains a question. Why didn't Rav allow to collect outside the Bezdin? The Gemara right here brings it. There's another version about this. Besura mas nahachi. In Surah, they taught, like we just said, that both Rav and Shmuel said that outside the Bezdin she could swear. But in Erdah, mas nahachi. In Erdah, they said that this was a machlokes between Rav and Shmuel. Amar Rav Yehuda mas Shmuel, that Rav Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel that lo yishanu ela bebezdin. Inside the Bezdin she can't swear. Avachutz lebezdin mashbiya naisa. Outside the Bezdin we allow her to swear. And but Rav Amar afilu chutz lebezdin nami ein mashbiya naisa. Even outside the Bezdin she cannot swear. Rav l'taimei. This is Rav following his opinion. The Rav le'magbi ksuba la'armalta. Rav did not allow a ksuba, an almana again, that is, to accept her ksuba, to collect her ksuba with a shvuah. Frek the Gemara, why don't we do like it says in our Mishnah? V'liyadra v'ligbe. Let her take upon herself a neder if it's true that I took any of the ksuba before, then I accept upon myself this neder. Why isn't that enough of a proof that she did not accept the ksuba? And let's have her make this neder. And says the Gemara, B'shnei de Rav kidli nidri. In the times of Rav, the neder was very light in the woman's eyes. She would accept a neder, but she would not keep her neder. So it's not anything that proves anything. Making the neder was not effective. So therefore, Rav did not allow her to collect her neder, collect with her neder, that is. So the Gemara here brings a few incidents about this. So there was an almana that came to Rav Huna. And she wanted to collect her ksuba from the Yisayimim. So Amallah, Rav Huna said to her, Ma evedlich, what should I do for you? The Rav le magbi ksuba la armalta. Rav did not allow an almana to collect her ksuba. According to Rav, that's what it says. Yeah, in this time period, Rav did not have any yetzer. How can we rely that she didn't get a ksuba yet, and she could not accept her, collect her ksuba at all? So she said to Rav Huna, what's the reason why Rav did not want me, would not allow to collect the ksuba? Because maybe I already got something before from my husband for my ksuba. So she just went ahead and swore without asking any questions. I swear in the Eibishter's name that I did not have any hana from my ksuba. So that's it. So she swore. Amar Rav Huna, so Rav Huna said about this, Rav Rav agrees that once she jumps ahead and she makes the ksuba, as she makes a shvur, that is, without asking us, she can go ahead now and collect the ksuba. Another story. Someone came, a woman came, an almana before Rabbi Bar Huna. So Amallah again. So Rabbi Bar Huna says to her, "My Evedlach, what should I do for you?" The Rav le mag b'ksubal malta. Rav would not allow an almana to collect the ksuba, and va'abamari le mag b'ksubal malta. And my father Rav Huna also did not allow an almana to collect the ksuba. So Amrulay, so she says to Rabbi Bar Huna, so if I'm not going to get my ksuba, Havli mezayni. So let me at least get fed from my husband's possessions. Right? That's the Tanai in a ksuba, that until you collect your ksuba, you get fed from the husband's possessions. So Amallah, he says to her, mezayni nami leslech. No, you can't get any mezaynis at this point either. Why? The Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Because Rav Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel, Hatayvas ksubasa bebezdin, a woman, an almana, as soon as she comes to demand to get paid her ksuba, ein la mezainis. From that point forward, she doesn't get mezainis anymore. Rashi brings that this is understood from the lashon, according to this opinion, according to Shmuel. We understand this from the lashon of the ksuba. It says in the ksuba that as long as she's living in the husband's house, kol yemei mega ar melusach bebeisi, as long as she's living there and she doesn't want to go get married to anybody else, she can get mezainis from the husband. And Rashi says this is b'shvul kvoida. It's the honor of the husband that his wife is living in his house and she gets fed like a mensch. But once she's collecting her ksuba, which shows her intent that she's interested in getting married to someone else, she gets no ksuba. This is Shmuel. This is machlokes about this in the Gemara and Ksubas, but this is Shmuel's opinion. So therefore, Rabbi Bar Huna says to this woman, "I'm sorry, I can't give you anything, not your ksuba, and not the mezainis either." She was very upset. Amralei, she said to Rabbi Bar Huna, "Abchua lekurse, turn over his chair." Why does she say this? Ki beitrei, obviously, you're being stringent with me, like these two different opinions. On one hand, you're paskening for me like Rav's opinion. Rav did not allow to accept the ksuba, that I should be able to collect the ksuba, not by swearing in Bezin, not by swearing out of Bezin. According to Shmuel, I could swear outside of Bezin. So on one hand, you're paskening like Rav, and then on the other hand, regarding the mezainis, you're paskening like Shmuel, that once I demanded to get my ksuba, I can't take the mezainis either. So why are you passing like Rav on one hand and like Shmuel on the other hand, and being stringent with me on both sides? So she said turn over his chair because she was so upset, and that in order that her kipeda shouldn't affect him, so she said turn over his chair, so that will already be that her klala, she says, should already be fulfilled by this, and then he won't be affected in any other way. So the Gemara says, they turned over his chair, and then with Tartsua, they picked it back up, that he should sit right back down, so her curse on him should be fulfilled with this, and he shouldn't be affected in any other way. But the Gemara says, nevertheless, he was not redeemed from weakness, meaning that the Salmana had a kipeda on him, and Rabbi Bar Huna got weak, got sick from her kipeda. So the Gemara, again. Why he was machmir in both of these shittas? Yeah, I don't know. Yes. The Gemara here brings now another opinion about this. The halacha. Amalei Rav Yehuda le Rav Yirmiyah Bira. Rav Yehuda said to Rav Yirmiyah Bira. So Rav Yehuda was the one before that said in the name of Shmuel that outside the bezdin you could have her swear to collect the ksuba. So Rav Yehuda said to Rav Yirmiyah Bira, Adra bebezdin, you can have her take upon herself on neder inside the bezdin to collect her shvua. To collect a ksuba, like the takana of Rabbi Gamliel, and va'ashba chutz lebezin, or you can have a swear outside the bezin to have her collect a ksuba, like what Shmuel said. And then he said, "V'leisi kala v'lipul bodni." I want a rumor to come back to my ears that you're paskening this way. He's telling his student, Rabbi Yirmiyah Beira, make sure that everyone paskens this way. I want that it should be b'payil in action, that the halacha l'maisa people should pasken like Shmuel, not like Rav, that a woman should be able to collect a ksuba. Going back to the point that we mentioned before, the distinction between an almana and a grusha, that an almana, that only regarding an almana, our Mishnah said they didn't want to have her swear. But regarding a grusha, the Gemara did not make this distinction. The Mishnah did not say this halacha. Amar Rab Zeira, Amar Shmuel. So Rab Zeira says in the name of Shmuel, Leishanu el almana. So only regarding an almana, they didn't want her to swear. Aval grusha mashbiya naisa. Regarding a grusha, they did allow her to swear. So the Gemara asks, a grusha, the adra loy? Is this true that regarding a grusha, they allowed her to swear, and by a grusha, just accepting upon herself a neder, that wasn't sufficient for her to collect a ksuba? So the Gemara brings a story that happened. V'hasholchu mitam. They sent from Eretz Yisrael, and this was a story regarding a husband and wife that lived l'chatchila in Bavel. And they went together to Eretz Yisrael, and then there they got divorced, but the husband still had properties that were in Bavel, and she wanted to come back to Bavel and collect from the husband's properties in Bavel for her ksuba. So they sent from Eretz Yisrael as follows: Eich planise bas planise kabilas gita. So this woman received her get min yada the Acha bar Hedya from her husband, and his name was Acha bar Hedya, the Miskari Ayamari, and he had a nickname Ayamari. We learned before, the Mishnah says you have to write the different names of the person. And v'nadris, v'asris, peiris sheba'olam Allah, she accepted upon herself a neder to aser, peiris of the world upon herself, delay kabilis miksubasa, to prove that she did not accept the ksuba yet. Ella, what did she get? Gulufkere echad, she got one coat, v'sefer tilim echad, a sefer of tilim, the sefer Eiv, and a sefer Eiv she got from her husband, umemshalis, and a sefer mishlei, bluim, which were already worn out. That's all she got from him. Vishamnum, and we evaluated it, and how much was it? B'chamisha mana. The entire value of it was just 5 mana. So when she comes to your hands, when she comes back to Bavel, Hagbua es hashar, allow her to collect the rest of her ksuba from the husband's properties that were in Bavel. So right here we see in this story that what did they say? That she accepted upon herself a neder if this is not true. So we see that even by a grusha, you also go with a neder, not with a shvua. So the Gemara says, Amar Rav Ashi, ahu get yivamin hava. That was not a regular case of a woman that got divorced. Her husband actually passed away, and he passed away without children. And then one of the brothers have to do yibum. So what happened is, one of the brothers went and gave her a get. Really, by a yivama, you don't give a get. It's either chalitza or yibum. But what happens is, if you give a get, so now that passes her from yibum. That's the halacha when you give a get to a yivama. Once it passes her from yibum, so now you're going to have to either do chalitza. So now the only option actually is to do chalitza. You can't be meyavim anymore. So the husband, one of the brothers that is, one of the brothers went and jumped and gave her a get in order to prevent any of the other brothers to be meyavim, and now they'll have to do only chalitza. Okay, so now over here, this woman, when she came with this get yivamin, so now she said, okay, so if I'm not getting married to any of the brothers, give me the ksuba that I'm owed from my husband that passed away. Now that's what the story was over here. Okay, now that's not over here. The Taisus over here, one of the Taisus over here points out that before in the Gemara it said, why is there a difference between almana and a grusha? Because an almana is matriach with the children. She's taking care of the children, so therefore she could be moira heta to herself that the money that she got from them is pay for that, not for a ksuba. But over here, in this case of get yivamin, you don't have this issue that she's going to be moira heta. There's no children, there's nobody that she's taking care of. So elamai, I think it's one of the mefarshim on this place over here that says that nevertheless it's a loy plug. Once Chachamim made the takana that an almana we don't accept a shvua, so regarding this almana as well, didn't accept a shvua from her to collect her ksuba. Okay, Zok the Gemara weiter, Hiskan Gamil Zokin Shetehei Neideres, that she accepts upon herself a neder. Amar Rav Huna, so on this Rav Huna said, Loishano Ela b'shaloi nisis. This that they accepted that she can make a neder, this is only if she did not yet get married. Avul nisis, but if she got married, so then ein madira noisa, so that she cannot take upon herself a neder in order to accept to ksuba. So the Gemara explains why not. That nisis my time or the bachas goy is my time aloi. Once she got married, why can't she accept upon herself a neder in order to collect the ksuba? Because the mefer labal, her husband can just come and nullify her neder. So she'll make this neder, but she doesn't feel any pressure about this. My husband will anyways nullify the neder. So she's not necessarily, is this proving that she's saying the truth? If so, even if she did not get married yet, we should also be concerned that this neder is worthless because she'll go and get married. She's not married yet, but she'll go and get married, and then her husband will nullify the neder that she made from before, and so then the neder she makes doesn't really prove anything. Answers the Gemara, Ein abal mefer b'koidmin. A husband cannot nullify the nedarim that his wife made before she got married to him. So no, if she makes the neder before, the husband can't nullify this. We learned this in the Gemara nedarim. Fragt the Gemara, but there's another thing to be concerned about. Maybe she'll go to a chacham and she'll be matter her neder through a chacham. So why shouldn't we be concerned that she might do this? Answers the Gemara, Kesavar. So Rav Huna holds tzarich lefaret es neder. She must specify when she comes to Chacham to ask him for the neder. She has to specify the details of exactly why she made the neder, for what purpose, and what the neder is. So she's going to tell the Chacham, I made the neder because I had to collect my ksuba. So this is the neder to prove that I didn't get yet my ksuba money. So then the Chacham is not going to be matter the neder. So there's no concern about that. But Rav Nachman argues. Rav Nachman Ama afil nisis, even if she did get married, she still can collect her ksuba with a neder. Fragt the Gemara, how could Rav Nachman say this? Nisis vade meifelo. Well, if she's already married, so for sure everyone agrees that the husband could nullify her neder, so it doesn't prove anything. Answers the Gemara, the madrinan lo berabim. We have her make a neder in front of 10 people, and once she makes a neder in front of 10 people, you cannot be mater this neder. So therefore, there's a eitzah. We can have her make this neder even after she's married to prove that she didn't get a ksubi yet. Fragt the Gemara Meisvei, it learns in a so he asked him, it says in the Braise, Nisis, Goivik Subasa, she got already married, she still could collect the ksuba im nadra, if she makes a neder that she did not yet accept her ksuba. So my love, nadra hashta. So you see that even now, after she got married, she can make a neder and she could collect her ksuba. So this is the shayla of Nachman after Rav Huna. We see in a Braise that she could collect the ksuba after marriage. That's the Gemara loy the nadra meikare. The word nadra is past tense, that she already had made the neder before she got married. So now she could collect her ksuba even after she gets married. As we said before, the husband can't nullify the nedarim that she made before. Fragt the Gemara about Tanya, but there's another brayso that it spells out clearly she's making a neder now. Nisis, if she already got married, neideres, she could now make a neder v'goivik subasa, and then she could collect her ksuba. So it clearly says, like Rav Nachman's opinion, that she can make the neder now and collect her ksuba.
Or she made it in front of 10 people.
So the Gemara, and a chanami, yeah, but according to Rav Huna, making the neder in front of 10 people doesn't help, apparently, right? Or Rav Nachman said that you have the eitzah of making it in front of 10 people. Rav Huna apparently disagreed with that. This brayse clearly says that you can make the neder after she's married and collect the ksuba. Says the Gemara, Tanoi, this is a machlokes Tanoim, whether she can collect the ksuba with a neder after she gets married. And what's taka the machlokes based on? On this point, whether you can make the neder in front of 10 people. Will that prevent the husband from being mater the neder? There is an opinion, and this is a machlokes later here in the Masechta. There is an opinion that says, neder shehuda berabim, a neder that was made in public in front of 10 people, yesh le'afara. The husband could still nullify the neder. So if that's the case, that's Rav Huna's opinion. So therefore, there's no point in this neder. It doesn't prove anything. There's another opinion. This is what Rav Nachman holds, that once it's made in the presence of 10 people, the husband can't nullify it. So therefore, she can make this neder even after she got married. Going back to a point mentioned before, the shayla was asked, do you have to specify the details of your neder when you come to a chacham to be matter the neder? Do you have to specify all the details of how and why you made this neder or not? Rav Nachman Oma Einet Tzarech. Rav Nachman says that you do not have to specify the details of the neder. Before Rav Huna said you do, but Rav Nachman disagrees. Rav Nachman says no, you come to a chacham, you don't have to tell him the details of why you made the neder. Rav Papa Mat Tzarech. Rav Papa says no, you do have to specify the details. So the Gemara explains the machlokes. Rav Nachman Oma Einet Tzarech. The Amrit Tzarech, if you're going to require to specify the details of the neder, zimnin the guy is leila dibure. So then you have to say the whole story of all the details of why you came to make this neder. So then you may cut your words, meaning the person won't say mamish all the details properly. And the chacham might deshama mefer, and then the chacham only a part of the story that he hears, he's going to nullify the neder without really hearing the entire story. So therefore, it's better, you don't have to say all the details, you just say the neder itself, and that's what the chacham is mater. Rav Papa ma tzarech.
Right, so that's fine, right?
Correct. Rav Papa ma tzarech. Rav Papa says, no, it's important to say all the details about the neder, mishum milsa di yisura, because of a matter of Isser. This is like we said before, it could be regarding the ksubah, that she may have made this neder because she wants to collect her ksubah. So this is the neder to be sure that she's not lying. Or Rashi says, let's say she made a neder, she had a temptation to be over a certain aveda, and she took upon herself a neder to stop her from being over on aveda. So such a kind of a neder, a chacham is not going to be matter. So it's important for the chacham to know the circumstances of the neder. Taran, so we learned in the Mishnah that says as follows: Hanoise noshim ba'aveda. A person married a woman which is an aveda. This is talking about a kohen that married a woman that's puzzled to be married to a kohen. Let's say a grusha, not allowed to be married to a kohen. So puzzle, he's not allowed to do the aveda until he accepts upon himself a neder not to have any hana from her, and then he'll divorce her. Now, V'tani Allah, in a Braisa we learned about this Mishnah here, Neider, that as soon as he made this neder that he won't have any hana from her, to then V'ovid, he could immediately go and serve already in the Beis HaMikdash, and then Yored, when he goes down from the Aveda, then Umegarish, then he could divorce her. The very fact that he made this neder, that he won't be able to have any hana from her, we could rely on that he's already not going to have any connection to her, that he's going to divorce her. So he could already right away go and do his Aveda. If you're going to say that it's not necessary to specify the neder, you could just go to a chacham and be matter the neder. So why aren't we concerned that this kohen here will go to a chacham and be matter the neder to have enough from his wife, and he doesn't have to tell the the chacham anything, that this is a wife that he's not allowed to live with, and he wants to do the aveda, and he can be matter the neder. So the Gemara answers the madrinan leberabim. What that Mishnah means to say is that you make the neder in public, and then when you make it berabim, so then he can't be matter the neder, even by a chacham either. It's a good answer. According to the opinion that says that a neder that's made in public, you can't be matter the neder. But the opinion that says you could still be matter the neder, so there should still be a concern here regarding this kayin that he's going to go and be matter this neder. Answers the Gemara, there's yet another option. The madrina le al das rabim. Not only in the presence of 10 people, but you make the neder that it's al das, that not according to her decision, but the rabbim is the one that's deciding that it should be hana for you. Rashi here says that the lashon actually that Bezna has her make is that you're making the neder al datenu. It's our decision that this neder should be in effect. So in such a case, she can't be matter this neder. It's al das the rabbim. Doma Ameimer said, Hilchase afilaman doma neder shehuda berabim yeshle afara. The anacha is that even the opinion that says that you could nullify a neder that's made in the presence of a rabbim, but al das rabbim meile afara. If you're making the neder and it's not on your own das, it's the rabbim that's making the decision that this neder should take effect for you. So then, if it's on their das, you can't be matter this neder. What? Now the Gemara asks this, the fact that you can't be matter such a neder al das rabbim, that's only for matters of rishus. If you have to be matter this kind of neder for the purpose of a mitzvah, yesh le'afara. Then even if it's al das rabbim, you could be matter this neder, because definitely the rabbim, the neder is made according to their das, they agree that you should be able to be matter the neder if it's for the purpose of a mitzvah. And the Gemara here brings a story that happened. Kiyahi makri dardiki. There was a story with a teacher of children. The Adre Rav Acha al das Rabbim. Rav Acha made a neder al das the Rabbim that he should not be able to teach children anymore. The Hava Pasha Biyanuki, because he was being negligent with the children. Rashi says he was hitting them too much. The Hadre Ravine, but then later on, Ravine returned him back to be a teacher. So he was matter this neder, even though it was al das rabbim, because they couldn't find another teacher that was as good as him to teach the children properly. So you see that for the purpose of a mitzvah, you could be matter this neder.